Blog Talk Radio.
My 2 cents.
And the truth is,
during the 10 a.m. Wednesday morning prayer service inside the chapel at World Changers, Creflo Dollar's church, the man leading a prayer, we assume with his eyes closed, was shot and killed at point-blank range.
On the air tonight, Holy Roller. Bishop claims that some evil people are accusing him of acting like the devil.
Yes, I would do it again because that's their minds. If your mind is nasty, then it's nasty. And I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing because you have a nasty mind.
I feel like David, rather. There's a giant in front of me. But I am going to fight, and I got 5 rocks. And I haven't thrown one yet.
it's like a civil war going on with black people. I love black people, but I hate niggas.
The Bible says, if you've done it unto the least of them, my brethren, then you've done it unto me. And so when two Christians who are both members of the body of Christ decide to engage into sexual activity, then what you're really doing is you're having sex with Jesus.
My 2 cents.
Oh, yeah. My 2 cents.
My 2 cents. We host our Gospel. We're on live. So we have the flavors high in the building. Zach, Damon, Justin, how you in?
Yeah.
Good.
I am in.
Welcome. We're glad to have the mulatto back in the. Zach, please hush. Why do you never let the host talk, Zach? That's your problem, man. That's what's going on with your interracial part. Let the host talk first, man. Wow.
I thought this was our show. We're all the hosts, right?
Yeah, we are, but when...
All right, then. Oh, he just proved my point.
Speak your mind. I'd like to thank everybody for listening to My 2 cents. We're probably like our probably 11th, 12th episode. We like to start off the show with news, but we're going to change it up today. We're going to start our show off with the most controversial YouTube clip of the week. So if you have YouTube clips of the week that you'd like to send in, please send them to us by email. We'll follow up with you, and we'll discuss the YouTube clip of the week. This is a YouTube clip of the week. It was sponsored by I can't say who the name is sponsored by. But I'll wait to the end to give the title. But I'll let you all listen in to it. You can call in always at 619-924-9717, and please press 1 when you want to get in. So check out our YouTube clip of the week.
Well, I wrote this song for the Christian youth. I want to teach kids the Christian truth. If you want to reach those kids on the street, then you got to do a rap to a hip-hop beat. So I gave my sermon an urban kick. My rhymes are fly, my beats are sick. My crew is big and it keeps getting bigger. That's 'cause Jesus Christ is my nigga. Woo! He's a life changer, miracle arranger, born to the virgin mom in a manger. Water to wine, he's a drink exchanger, and he died for your sins. I preach the word, that's my gig, and I rhyme better than Notorious Big. All the other MCs, I wish them well, but if you live in sin, you burn in hell. Now I'ma pass the mic to my lovely wife. She's a fly MC and the light of my life. So to bust a rhyme without further ado, take it away, Mary Sue.
Jesus Christ is my nigga. He's the son of the original G. And he was sent to earth to elucidate the way that we should be. What? Like if another MC says you're a freak, you're a lame butt rapper and your rhymes are weak. I don't get mad and I don't critique. I forgive him and turn the other cheek. I don't blaspheme and I don't brag. I don't cuss. and my pants don't sag. I do exude a little Christian swag, and I'm proud to be an American.
Jesus Christ is a nigga. Let his light shine through ya. Let his love pop a cap in your butt and say hallelujah. Jesus Christ is a nigga. He's a homie MC, JC, you see. He's an honest, caring, peace-loving nigga like me. If you do drugs and you think you're cool, you need to come to Sunday school. Put those drugs in a garbage can. Stand up tall, you're a Christian man. Word up. I'm freestyling.
Hit me.
Does it get any worse than this?
Wow.
Does it get any worse than this? What is the worst? Oh, man. Justin, this is not funny, man.
Yeah, I have to make a difference on that.
I want to know what you think about that, Justin.
What do you think about that?
You know what? I want to look into that. Is that like, what is that? Is that supposed to be a comedy skit? I mean, what?
I don't know if it's real or if it's fake or if it's a comedy, but they still sang it and they still said it. And they are Caucasian, look like they're about 50, 60, 70 years old, somewhere around there. I can't tell.
You know what? I spent all my time looking about the LAPD guy today. So when I got there, I didn't take the time to really see what that was. If this is a real church pulling a real stunt, or this is some type of comic Chappelle show or something like that. So
man, this is a church that left their phone number. They said it. They're trying to give a new spin on it. This guy said, I helped my pastor make this video when I was in high school. I thought you might get a kick out of it.
Boss said, I don't know if I believe you.
The Lord.
I want to look for myself.
Justin, why do you keep defending your people, man? I'm just giving
I just want to see if this was a skit, a comedy, or was this real?
It don't matter.
Why does it matter? Why does it matter?
When somebody black,
we got to be on both sides because do you guys get upset when Chappelle has white people do videos or black people call white people crackers in comedy skits?
No.
Okay, then that's what I'm saying. So on both sides of the fence, if this is a comedy skit, then I mean that's what we got to take it as. But now if it's real, I agree with you. It shouldn't happen.
Hold on, time out. I made the video and say, oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Did you ask yourself, is this a comedy skit, or did you say black people acting the fool again?
I didn't hear the question. Now, I don't think nothing funny. It's funny about the, when it comes down to the religious part of it. But I mean, like I said, I want to look. Is this boss? I don't trust your reading skills right now to tell me what this is. 'Cause I think you're emotional. So I want to look this up myself. This might be from the Dave Chappelle show. We don't even know that yet.
This was a real church. But judging by how the video looks, it's real old. But still. Yeah, it's a video. It's a video on YouTube. If you look up "Rapping for Jesus" on YouTube, you'll see the video. Yeah, this is a video. This is not just a song.
If I type in "Black KKK," man, that video will come on YouTube too with Dave Chappelle. All right, so.
Bonjour.
Hold on, let me ask you guys this. Damon and Jones and half of you, Zach, did you laugh at this video?
Zach is between both of us. He's half white, half black. Zach, what do you think about the video?
Well, given the fact that I can speak for everyone on this phone, because I am everyone on this phone, I don't think that, I don't know. I mean, I went on YouTube today, and I heard two versions of that song. I heard a black choir version, and I heard that old white, slave master version. So I think both of them were a little inappropriate there.
A little inappropriate.
A little inappropriate, yes.
A little
inappropriate speaking for everyone on this phone.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I just want to know why were there black kids in the picture when they said if you guys want to come to our church? I mean, they could have had anybody.
Well, you have to understand what they're thinking. They're thinking they're trying to touch bases, and the only way they can touch bases with black folks
through hip hop.
Use rap music and play sports.
So that's how you draw black people to the church, is you get on there and say nigga, That's the way you draw black people to church. Wow.
No, you rap.
Well, like I said, you know you rap it.
Wow.
This is crazy, man. This is crazy.
How many hits does that thing got? It's got to have at least. How old is it? I need to research. I don't want to know. You know what? Let's
it only has like 200 hits.
No. This thing has over 25,000 hits.
That thing is a sketch off Mad TV.
Which one?
Jones. The one I seen has 418 hits, and this was uploaded on February 5th. No,
I'm looking at 217 hits.
I'm looking at one. Published February 11th, 2013, has 25,746 hits.
This one I have was published February 5th, and it has 418,518 hits.
So it's a lot of different versions on here.
Yeah, it's a lot of different versions.
Yeah, I see another one that has 97,000 hits. So.
Would it make it any different if it came from an old black couple?
No, it would be just as offensive.
Yeah, they would say Jesus Christ is my.
Just make sure there's no hypocrisy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Are you guys this too? Are we finding it offensive for the racism, or as far as when we talk about Jesus?
Both.
Okay, I agree.
No, only when it comes to Jesus. That's it. If it wasn't that, it wouldn't matter.
I agree with the religious side. Now, if I find out the video, this is a real video, and these people did this, and they meant how it came out, then yes, I disagree with it. Now, this is a comedy sketch. I disagree with the religious side of it, but we're talking about the racing side of it. I'm just saying we can't be on this side, and on the other side it's okay. When Dave Chappelle paints his face as a white person and use the word cracker and talks proper and does, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying.
See, Justin, I actually, I'm the only one on this phone that has a right to laugh at both. That's the beautiful thing about being a mulatto.
Hey,
all right, moving on.
Just you know what though, I do feel you though. I do feel you, and cause I mean, if black people would say the word nigger, I mean the thing is, the word nigger is not a cuss word. It's a lower domesticated animal. So I don't get offense of the word, but I just get a kick out of, it's a different person saying it, and it's older people. So they're too close to that racism society in age range. So it just kind of scares me.
Well, yeah, I want to, as a white person, recommend anyone use that word as white. But I just look at this. That really seems so corny. That has to be. I mean, that's got to be a comedy. I cannot see nobody seriously. A real church doing that. I mean, that's got to be. That's a Chappelle skit. Until I see different, Dave Chappelle came up with that skit, and I blame him for
it. That's what happens when you're losing members, man. You reach for anything. You reach to the lowest common denominator.
So who they reaching for? The lowest common denominator?
They're trying to get anybody.
See, now listen, now Zach's throwing undercover racial jokes.
I know what he did. I know exactly what he did.
No, that came from Bob Lig's mouth. I'm just making sure I understand the man correctly. That's all.
What do you do, Joe?
I got to keep a level playing field.
What do you
all
do?
Right, nothing. Moving on.
Please do.
Oh man. I appreciate everybody listening to my 2 cents. We opened up the show a little differently today. We like to play the most controversial YouTube clip of the week. And one of the clips that we played was, the title was called "Rapping for Jesus." Jesus Christ is my N-I-G-G-A or N-I-G-G-E-R, nigger, or whatever.
Just say the word, man.
I don't want Justin to say it. Get off his chest. Well, anyway, it's just a controversial situation about it. We just discussed it. It was kind of hilarious. Justin, I want to ask you one question. Did you laugh when you see it?
Yes, I laughed. Just even on this phone, I laughed. Yes, I did.
Okay. All right. Appreciate it.
And Touche, did you laugh?
No, I did not laugh.
I didn't ask you, Jones.
Oh, sorry.
Did you laugh?
Who was that?
Ross, did you laugh?
I was cracking up. I was laughing.
Okay. Jones, you laughed too. I know you did.
I did not laugh at that.
Okay.
My mouth fell wide open, and I commenced to texting the video out to others.
Well, back to the show, back to my 2 cents. We'd like to thank everybody for listening in to another episode on this Tuesday at 6:46 p.m. We have a great and interesting show ahead of us. We have a special guest in the building, in the studio, on the phone, Miss Ashley Copeland. She has her words. We're going to get her words right after this break. We're going to deal with a plethora of information. We're going to talk about this guy, Brian Carn, how he goes out and continues to show his true colors. We're going to get behind the scenes and find out what really transpired in her own words. Also, all those single mothers that's out there, there's a lot of things that you go through. Towards the end of this show, we're going to kind of get to you, trying to get a little perspective on everything. We ask that you call in at 619-924-9717 if you have any questions or you have any opinions about the show. We'll be back with my 2 cents.
Thinking back when Mama was gone, I shed so many tears. I had so many fears down deep inside of me. I was feeling oh so alone. I needed something so real to take away the pain and be the remedy. When I heard the voice of your love, and it came from above, it gave me hope for love I never known. And I saw the depths of your love, you showed me just who I was, and it's sweeter than the honeycomb. I was hoping to find Jesus to sweet life, hoping to find the love I need. I was hoping to be my guide, and maybe you come alive to show me what perfect love can be.
My 2 cents.
Welcome back to my 2 cents. I'm your host, Alex Gossett, keeping the flames of fire. We have Zach, Justin, and Damon also in the building. We'd like to welcome to another episode of My 2 Cents. You can listen to us live every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. on www.blogtalkradio.com/WTLK. We'd like to thank our guest that's going to be talking to us today in the studio. We're going to kind of segue from the first episode that we have on this show. When we're dealing with Brian Carn and his different relationships with different women, and also the single mothers, we ask you that you call in, you listen in, and give your opinions on how some things that go on in the world of single mothers, trying to make it in society. We have Miss Ashley Copeland on the line. She was recently on a interview. She was with an advisor of hers. They were discussing different issues that happened with Brian Carn, the sexual text message that transpired. This is the first time that Ashley Copeland, she's on the line talking by herself, giving her opinion on what's going on. Ashley, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Greetings, Flames of Fire. Tell Ashley hello.
Hello, Ashley.
Hey, everybody.
Hello, Ashley.
Hi.
Hey. What's going on? Ashley, we get straight to the point. There are a lot of different opinions about you as far as how does the world view you. Different people call you different things. They call you prostitute, hooker, whores, or whatever it may call you. But in your own words, what are some things that you want to get off your chest, that you want to say to the world? Because this is the first opportunity you have to speak by yourself. So, Ashley, you have the floor.
Okay. Wow. I stay away from the Twitter comments and the whatever. I don't really look at anything that anybody's saying, so that's kind of crazy. Even though I thought that that's what they may have been saying, I haven't looked at it. But just like you said, this is the first time that I've actually voiced my own personal opinion about what transpired between Brian Carn and I, and I would just like people to hear my heart, hear my voice, and to understand where I was and what actually really happened.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate Ashley for coming on, because I told her previous to the interview that it takes a lot of courage to come on. So, actually, when you first met Brian Carn, how did you meet him, and how did it come about?
I met him at a church service that he was preaching at. It was at this church he was preaching at. We had a morning and an evening service, and after the evening service, he called my name because in the morning service he had previously prophesied to me, and during that prophecy my name came out and stuff like that. So at the evening service, I was getting ready to leave the church, and he actually called my name and he wanted to speak with me. So that's how everything kind of transpired between him and I, and that's how we began to talk.
Now, Ashley, did he call your first and last name, or he just said Ashley?
When he was trying to talk to me?
No, when he prophesied in the church or whatever.
He called my first name.
Wow.
And he called my first name, and then while I was standing there, he said something like, why every time I see you, I see Kenneth Copeland, or something like that. And then he said, what is your last name? And I said, Copeland. So that's how that was.
That's crazy, because it could have been like 12 Ashleys out there. These people, they just the way they just say they prophesying or whatever. But Ashley, during the relationship, when did the relationship kind of get out of order to where you felt like this kind of was the one, this kind of was the person, to where it started getting kind of intimate conversation?
Well, it began. It kind of began. He was very straight to the point in the beginning of, I guess, necessarily what he wanted. But through talking with him and through expressing how I felt, that was an avenue that I was willing to go down. And so he played his cards for a little while and kind of, tried to comfort me in any type of way, or basically just trying to woo me into getting exactly what he wanted. So, but I mean, he was straight to the point. Although he did express, that he wanted to get to know me, that he wanted to, that he could see, him and I as far as like future-wise and different things like that. So that's what kept me there, because he did say those things to me. So with that being said, I thought he wasn't lying to me. I thought he was being truthful with what he was saying, but it wasn't true. After some time, and I found out that he was lying about what he actually wanted to do.
So do you take any responsibility, for what took place?
Of course I take responsibility. I made a choice, and my choice that I made, just like him and I, in that time where we, had sexual relations, we both made a choice. I made a choice to have sex with him. He made a choice to have sex with me. And I take full responsibility for the choice that I made during that time. And it was the wrong choice to make. However, making that choice, I thought that, or when I made that choice, I didn't think that after I made that choice that I would never hear from him again. Do you understand what I'm saying? Even though I know it was completely wrong, it wasn't something I was supposed to be doing. I never should have done that. However, I didn't know that his true intentions for me were to have sex and then basically move on about his business. So, yeah, I take responsibility because I had a choice and I should have made that choice.
Now, Ashley, I was listening to your, I was listening to the previous interview that you conducted, and you was kind of stating some things. You say that I was not thinking, I was in a vulnerable place, things you were struggling with. So what kind of, when was you in a situation to where you was really trying to seek the Lord, is trying to really be saved, trying to do it wholeheartedly, then this guy kind of came into your life?
Yes, definitely. That is exactly why I was at the church service, was because I had previously heard of Brian Carn. I had previously watched Brian Carn. I saw him on YouTube, saw a couple videos and things like that. So from that, before I actually met him in a personal space, I admired who he was. And so that's why I was there. During that time when he met me, yes, I was wholeheartedly seeking God. I even told Brian that wasn't something that I wanted to. I didn't want to have sex with him, even though I ended up doing that. That wasn't something that I wanted to do. And but not because I was in a place that I desired to be married. I thought that he fit that category of that checklist that I have for, an upright man. He's saved, I thought that he fit in that category. So, but after speaking to my mom about me meeting with him and how it transpired and everything like that, she immediately told me not to talk to him again. And so, but I didn't listen to her. I went ahead and went on with the situation, and because I didn't listen to her, I was mistreated. So, and that is still my heart. That is still my heart to, seek God. I have asked for forgiveness, and, I don't want to go down that path anymore. It was a mistake that I made, and I take full ownership for that.
Ashley, I want to play something for you. Brian Carn, he gave a testimony in our church one time. I guess he was a little bit younger and really trying to seek the Lord or whatever. But I want you to hear it, kind of give your thoughts on some things that he said.
Good to see you. Glad to be here in Jesus' name. But I believe holiness is right. Thank God. And I tell people all the time, you can't be a hoe chasing, freebasing, whiskey nipping, cocaine sniffing, pill popping, weed chopping, tobacco chewing, cigarette sucking, pipe puffing devil and plan on going to heaven. You got to live holy.
What do you think about that, Ashley?
I think that Brian Carn is a professional hoaxer. I mean, he's a professional Carn artist. That's what I believe. Because he's a totally different person from the pulpit to the bedroom. I mean, in a private space to when he mounts that pulpit, he is two different people. And I don't believe that you can just put on Jesus so hard like he does and then just take it off like he does. If that is who you really are. So I think he has some struggles that he needs to come to grips to, that he needs to realize that he needs to work through. And in that process, I don't think that he needs to hurt anybody else, because I truly believe that his intentions for me were already premeditated. It was something that he already had made up in his mind when he first met me. Yeah. And follow through with those things.
So actually, why now? Why didn't you expose him before you got the STD results? Why come after? Why you didn't do it before? Why now?
Well, actually, I did not. I knew some things were going on with my body, but I wasn't necessarily sure what was happening. And I actually waited a while to tell my mom exactly what transpired between him and I. I told her that I really didn't tell her anything at all until I completely came clean, because I was still trying to remain trustworthy to him, because when we talked, he didn't want anything exposed. I'm a very private person. I don't want you to talk about this to anybody else. So I didn't. I kept, everything that we had went through and everything that transpired a secret. I didn't tell anybody. And, but because me and my mom are really close, she could definitely tell that something was wrong with me. And so, during the conversation, I told her. Shortly after that, that's when everything kind of went out. And from that, I told my mom, hey, I have something going on with my body. I don't really know what's going on. She advised me to go see the doctor. So it really wasn't that long length of time between going to the doctor and getting everything coming out.
Mm-hmm. So actually, within this situation, within everything was going on, what do you all seek to gain from this? From you coming out and from you, kind of exposing, what do you want to gain?
I have some bold people that, email me and ask me if I'm getting money for, interviews or exposing. And it's not even about exposing Brian Carn. It really isn't, because he has nothing that I want, or, he don't have nothing, So I don't even understand why people think that it's for money to go after him, because he has no money to give. However, the reason why I come on and I expose who I am, I expose my faith, is because I don't want anybody to go through the hurt and the pain that I went through with dealing with him, whether it be Brian Carn or somebody else in the public who is a public figure, because it wasn't. This type of hurt wasn't just regular. Oh, you met somebody on the street and you had sex with them, and then he went about his business. That's a little bit different. When you meet somebody in the church who you have watched, who you look up to, and they profess to be this and that, they come down on sin and people that live unholy, you think that they live a holy, sanctified, pure life. But when you meet them and they are completely opposite of that, and then they are so far into that, that's hurtful. And then for what he did to me and how he, had sex, and then he just kind of dropped me like a bad habit, that was really hurtful. And it could be very damaging to a person who does not have the support that I have, because a babe in Christ or somebody who doesn't have support would completely walk away from the church and never return. And that's not what the church is for. It's not for. You're not supposed to get hurt, in the church like that. Those people are not supposed to hurt you like that. So it's to send warning out so that they have warning. And, if someone comes at you like that, you know what to do. You know to leave it alone and walk away.
So actually, at that point, say you saw him preaching, you got through preaching, then he approached you. At that point in time, when you kind of saw that he was a wolf in sheep's clothing, why at that point in time, why didn't you stop? Was it because he was a man of God, or you think it was going to be something more? Why, when it first clicked, when did it click, and why didn't it? If it clicked too late, why didn't you see it right when he gave you the first, sexual comment or remark or gesture?
It didn't really click what his true intentions were until the last time that we spoke. I think that for me, looking back on the situation, I did not pay attention. I didn't pay attention to the warning signs. I saw them, just like you said. Why didn't you see when he texted you that first sexual? Why didn't you walk away? I should have. That's what I should have done. That is my fault. I should have paid attention to the signs. I should have paid attention to my mother. I should have walked.
Actually, when you say signs, what were the signs?
I should have, the signs where he, texted me and he wanted me to come to his room. When he would text me sexual things, when he wanted me to talk to him in a certain way. All of that. I should have paid attention to that because that's not who I want to be. So I should have said, it's not me. This is not something I want to engage in. So I'm going to walk away from the situation. That's what I should have done.
Okay. All right, Ashley, stay tuned. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to have a quick commercial break, and we'll finish up our interview with Ashley Copeland in her own words once we come back for our interview of My 2 Cents.
All that I am, and all that I could be, can never be what you've been to be enough for me. So I crawl, I walk, I run. So maybe I can fly to the highest place that you need me to fly. Feel like I wanna be all that you are. I feel I'm ready to go, no matter how far. And all I wanna know is what I need to do to think to feel, to breathe, to live, to please you.
My 2 cents.
Yeah. 5, 2, 3. 5, 2, 3.
Welcome back to My 2 Cents. We have our special guest in the building, Mrs. Ashley Copeland. She's giving her 2 cents on what's going down in the black churches today, what's going on with a lot of false preachers, a lot of things that in these black churches that has to stop. So we appreciate Ms. Copeland for joining us today. We ask all our guests if you want to call in, you can call in at 619-924-9717. If you'd like to give your 2 cents on the topic, you can please press 1. Ashley, you're back with us. Appreciate it. So Ashley, what? Another question that I had before we end it. How do you view the church today? How do you view preachers today? And what would you look for in a preacher and a pastor as a leader?
Well, post the encounter that I had with Brian Carn, I did not view the church very well, and it has taken a long time to get back to that place that where I can actually trust a preacher, a prophet, or anything like that. Just trust where they're coming from, trust their heart, because it was very I just didn't understand why somebody who says that they love God that much would treat somebody like that. But and they never apologized, never, no remorse, no responsibility for their actions. So, with that, I believe that the church is in a bad state right now because people hear about this situation, about Brian Carn. And I wasn't the first one. I've had several women to come to me, to inbox my mom, to Facebook my mom, to email, whatever, and profess that this is something that happened to them from Brian Carn. So I wasn't the first person, and our stories match up.
Mm-hmm.
So, for this not to be the first allegation against him, he's still getting engagements. People still want him to come to his church. People still want him to preach in front of the people, and people still want him to lay hands on the people. And how can you possibly want that to happen when he doesn't have clean hands?
People are blind. People are blind, Ashley. I mean, it's sad to say that a lot of ways you got drawn into it. That's what a lot of people, they get drawn into it as well, but they don't see it. They don't see it in your eyes because they kind of say like, I waited too late, are the signs. But Ashley, we have a question from one of our listeners to answer in. So go ahead with your question, sir.
Yes, Ashley, I was wanting to know. I heard you say certain things was going on with your body. So having what you consider a spiritual mom, and women, moms know their children, why is it that you couldn't express what was going on, and as well as go ahead and expose what you're doing before you seen that he started to avoiding you? So we understand that we as believers fall, and we have come to repentance because of what we did. But how can we really observe and hear the word of God, and we're drawn in lust within ourselves? So why is it that you really couldn't just say, hey, this is wrong? Was you lonely, or was you looking for somebody, or was you at that place that maybe this might be the one? Because in church we all so-called quote want a man or woman of God. So what were your feelings that actually led you to say, let me do this with him? Because knowing and being in the Word, most women, some of them think once you sleep with us, we got you. But in our mind, once we get it, we gone. So what was actually in your mind that allowed you to be, kind of sucked into that to give him your body?
Ashley.
Oh, that was like 100 questions in one.
Yeah. I feel you. I know we kind of covered a lot of it, but one thing that he did hit was that you probably didn't cover was your spiritual mom. You said why didn't?
Okay, well, getting back to that, just like I said in the beginning, when I expressed to my mother, my spiritual mother, what was transpiring between Brian and I, that I was talking to him, she did not approve. So from that, our relationship began to, I don't want to say distance, but we were at a distant place at that time. So from being distant with her, that's why I did not express to her until later everything that had transpired between him and I. As far as Brian Carn and I are concerned, the reason why I went as far as I did with him, I believe that at that time I'm a single mother, and I can admit and say that yes, I do want a husband. I do want to be married, and when I met him, he did fit in that category. When he went beyond the lines and he expressed sexual interest in me, a lot of things went through my head at that time. I would think thinking just like you said, well, maybe, you know, I didn't think that by having sex with him that would be the end of it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it was wrong, and I shouldn't have done that. However, I didn't think that we would be over after having sex with him. I didn't think that it would come to this. So I didn't necessarily think that I would be having to have a conversation of, you know, him having sex with me and then leaving. So I didn't have any concerns at that moment as far as our relationship was concerned.
Ash, I got a quick question on that. This is Justin. When you said like you didn't have those thoughts before as far as coming, you know, like you thought that you guys may still be together, like you thought he might be the one, and that's kind of what your hope was in that. Had it turned out that he was the one for you, or that you guys continued to have a relationship, would you have still felt it was wrong that you guys were having sex and not married?
Definitely. I expressed that to him on several occasions, and even in the final conversation that him and I had, I expressed that to him. And you know, I felt bad about it during, and I feel bad about it after. It definitely was not something that I wanted to do, but I did it to get the approval of him. I don't mind saying that. That is something that I have come to grips with, and I've had to, you know, face as a issue that I was dealing with, you know, and work through that, and, you know, and understand that I don't have to do that to gain the approval of a man. But that was something I did do at that time.
All right. Actually, we have one more caller I want to get to. We have a caller. He has a comment concern. Mr. O.
Hey, how's it going? I just want to, just put it out there, like, I'm not trying to attack you or anything, but I can just say that I can't believe what you're saying, to be as, to say that you were naive to the fact of his, coming on to you. I mean, if you were new to men, I would probably, have some type of, belief in what you're saying, but because you say that you're a single mother, you have experience with men, so you know how men behave. And obviously you have laid with a man before in order to be a single mother. So, I mean, how did you say that you just missed all the signs of a man coming on to you being sexually aggressive, but yet, you claim to have missed all that? So, I mean, long story short, I just can't say I believe what you're saying. It just sounds like you are a bitter, hurt woman. So, thank you.
Wow, Ashley.
Yeah, I wish people would really listen and get their facts straight. Nobody said that I was naive. I never said that I was naive. I took full ownership of what I did and how it happened. Full ownership of that. All I is that I was not aware that I would be sitting here in this state right now after having sex with him, that he did not want to have anything to do with me after that. Based upon the conversations that we had, and so, I wish people would get their facts straight before they try to, attack me or try to do anything. I mean, as a man, because he is a man, he should understand how women react and how a man reacts. And this is not something that's new to the world. This happens all the time because of the nature that God built us. So I don't really understand how,
Well, actually, I read some of the interview that you did, and it was kind of interesting that a lot of your flights, you actually paid to go see them. He didn't actually send you any money, from what I read.
Yeah, and in the interview, I expressed that because I knew who Brian Carn was, and he was a public speaker. And this is something that I said to him in the beginning. I asked him, I said, why me? Why did you choose to talk to me? I'm sure you get approached by a lot of other people. And so I didn't ever wanted to make it seem like I was after him for whatever he claimed he had. So I did. I paid my own way. So that's just what it
Ashley,
was. I did.
Quick question, like that last caller's comment. Do you feel like, because you say you own up to the bad decision you made, do you feel you deserve criticism like that last comment, or where other people are saying things about you? Do you feel you deserve that criticism? And that's part of the consequences of those bad decisions.
I don't really. No, I don't think so, because people make those decisions all the time. And because my dirty laundry is being exposed, people have the audacity to come and criticize, how it happened or whatever. It's going to happen because people are ignorant. But if that was
so you wouldn't feel that you necessarily deserve, like, those comments? Because I think if you kind of look at some people's, their perspective, you put yourself in their shoes, I think, like, when they read the text messages and see the different things that are posted on the internet, I think they kind of look at it as coming off as you're out here, not necessarily trying to expose Brian Carn, but you're airing his dirty laundry. And I think they might be kind of looking at, from their perspective of, well, you're not totally innocent in those messages. And I know you say you own up to that, but wouldn't it be kind of be twofold of, Brian Carn being called a false prophet, and at the end when people look at you and they call you a hoe? You know what I'm saying? Like, so, because both of you made that decision, so do you feel, you don't feel these people are any justified in what they're saying?
Well, with exposing what happened between Brian Carn and I had to expose myself as well. So, I think it's funny how people want to make me responsible, but they don't want to make him responsible. You understand what I'm saying? This was an equal part in this. This wasn't one-sided. So,
Well, definitely, yeah. So with that, I would ask you this. If somebody said, if you heard a comment and somebody said, Brian Carn is a false prophet who ought to burn in hell, and Ashley Copeland is a hoe, would you feel that's equal and just on both your ends? And I'm just saying, again, from the people's perspective, what I'm saying? If you heard someone make that comment, would you feel, well, I did my dirt and he did his dirt? We deserve those comments. What can I say about that if it's true? What happened? Does that ever cross your mind as far as when people would say something like that?
I did think that people would say something like that. I really don't care what people have to say about me. At the end of the day, I was there, Brian was there, and he knows what happened and I know what happened, and it wasn't the right way to do any of it at all. So, people to have their negative comments about either one of us, I'm sorry, I don't really know how to answer that any other way, but I don't think that.
Ashley, this is Damon. I just wanted to ask, I know where it said you hadn't been with a man in a couple of years or something like that before getting with Carn. Was it that you were starstruck, or what was it that happened that, made you where you changed and decided that, okay, this is the man and I'm going to, just stop believing or stop doing what I believe is right? Because you said you believe that you shouldn't be having sex before marriage. But so what was it that made you, put that down and just, put your all in all into this man?
I think that the text messages were right in the fact that I was not with anybody before Brian Carn for a very long time. And I think that thinking back over that situation and kind of, realizing who I was at that time. I think that I was in a place where I was willing to do, I was willing to stretch the limit, and I should have been willing to stretch the limit. I should have stuck to, you know, what I had been taught, my background, my grounds, and I should have walked away. But I stretched the limit, and in order to have a relationship with him. And, you know, just like I said before, that's something that I have learned. I learned in that experience, and I have to come to grips about, I have to pray about, and I have to learn how to handle that better and not be willing to stretch the limit for whoever. You know,
so actually, at this point, right now, for all the people that are listening, a lot of people have comments or concerns. But at this point, are you seeking sympathy or support?
Neither. I don't need any support of anybody. You know, like I said before, the only reason why that I am on the radio station and the only reason why that I talk about it is so that if someone else gets approached the way that I did, that I would hope and pray that they would have strength from speaking out and me saying, this is something that happened. And if they approach you like this, this is really what they want, and this is really how it's going to unfold. So you don't get entangled with it. That is my purpose. What people have to
Hey, Ashley, I got a question for you. This is Zachariah. What was your viewpoint? Like, what was your view of preachers that sleep around before this incident occurred, and after this incident occurred? How has it changed your viewpoint?
Well, I can be honest and say that, you know, I didn't go digging for dirt. You know, I don't really know, besides Brian Carn and some from being in this and people that have come to me and talked to me about different things that have happened with them, with other preachers, things like that. This is really the first time that I'm hearing about all of this craziness that's going on in the kingdom. But before that, you know, I didn't really, I didn't go searching for dirt. I didn't, you know, listen to a lot of different preachers. To be honest with you, I listened to a couple of them, but, you know, I would hear them on YouTube, but I never heard any negative things about any other preachers except for Jamal Bryant. I heard about that. But I never read it. It was just it was just word of mouth. So, and that was actually before I went to go see him that I heard about that. So a friend had told me, like on the way to a church service. So, I didn't go digging for dirt, but it has opened my eyes and my awareness to what actually has really gone on. And I can say that a lot of people, I think that a lot of people are upset because they have made these people in the limelight in some way, shape, or form their God. And they have not, because if it really didn't matter, if God was who you look to on a everyday basis and that's who you place your confidence in, then it wouldn't hurt you personally that these people do what they do, and you'd be like, okay, well, I'm not gonna listen to them anymore. But they have placed their confidence, they have placed their hope, you know, in the words that they say, and you know, the preached messages that they put out, and their prophecies and things like that, instead of having their own personal relationship with God. So I can say that from this, I don't, you know, it has drawn me kind of away from listening to a lot of people. I don't want to listen to a lot of people because I feel like when, you know, I saw Brian and thinking that he was someone that he wasn't, and then after realizing that he was actually completely opposite of what I thought, it just makes me think of who else is out there that's doing that, you know, that I don't know. So I don't want to hear from anybody else. So it has.
So given the fact that he has a pretty big circle of well-known, preachers, what would you think that, or why would you think that people, in those positions, preachers, would continue to support him, even though he's been caught up in many things now at this point? Like, why would you think, or what do you think is going on with them to make them still, keep him in the circle, to continue to do stuff like this?
Because they care more about the opinions of people than they care about the opinion of God. That's what it all sums up to. Because if you are on this earth and you're a preacher or you're a lay member or whoever you are, you're a professor of Christ, you love God, and your main objective is, I care about what God thinks about me, I care about what God says about the people that I associate with, who I support, then it would be a no-brainer. There would be no support after hearing several allegations and, this constant information that's coming out against him. There would be no more support.
Well, actually, I'm gonna get one more caller because we're getting ready to end it. Take this caller. Caller, go ahead with from Georgia.
Yeah, how you doing, Ashley?
This is Tony.
And this is me. How you doing? Well,
good. How are you?
Appreciate the host. I'm doing good. I've been kind of listening. I'm Pastor Tony Smith, so speaking from a pastor perspective, so you can telling people about being mindful and watchful of preachers and how many others are out there. I can totally agree with you on that comment. There are a lot of predator preachers that are out here that's victimizing people. But at the same time, responsibility got to be taken. I know got to be taken, and like you were saying, you've taken responsibility on part of it. And it looks bad when you kind of make some of the statements, and it makes it look like all preachers are pretty much in that realm to be watched. You got people that's living right in that. So what now?
I never said that all preachers are to be watched. There are people that are out there. I was saying for my own personal.
Well, I understand, but this is a problem that we kind of face a lot of times when women, finally, and you one of many, not to mention, I'm familiar with Brian Carn. I'm familiar with his whole money, and I talked with his baby mother, Karen, in Virginia. I'm pretty familiar with him. But the problem is for me is that when people kind of do what you've done and get yourself in these situations, then you kind of come out as kind of a backlash. And I agree, Brian Carn is of the lowest dirt you can find. But at the same time, you guys don't help the situation when y'all continue to be in this circle and everybody continues to do the same thing and lay with him and other preachers like him. And then when you all come out after the fact, then you get this outcrying from women that want to come out and they want to batter and beat the preachers. When the whole time, you women have to take a responsibility of, like I heard one of the hosts saying, when they say he's a false prophet, and all of it's true, he's he's homosexual at the same time. So I'm sure the AIDS issue didn't probably come up with you. You were, somewhat blessed that you walked away and you didn't get AIDS from fooling with him. But at the same time, you got to look at when y'all kind of come out and it's like this, I can admit I'm wrong, I was victimized at the same time. There's responsibility you guys got to take and say, you intentionally went for something because nobody's going to talk me out of my underwear. Nobody's going to make me do nothing I don't have intent to do. There's got to be some intent or there's this groupie type feeling you women take on for these guys, and y'all play right into their hands, and then after the relationship go cold, and let's kind of come out now, I'm going to bash him, I'm going to get him. Now, I've been talking about this guy for years, so this ain't new for me, hearing what you're saying. It's the fact that when you all come out, it's after you mess up, and after we dated and we did the text messages and we've done all the dirt, now you cut me off, so now I'm going to let people know you're wrong. You wasn't worried about your soul the whole time you were dealing with them. And like I say, you want a few, but at some time, at some point, responsibility got to be taken and just come out and just tell it. Not from his perspective of what he's done, but on your perspective of, I made bad decisions. I was looking for a man, and my way of getting a man and keeping a man was thinking it was going to be sex.
I guess you haven't listened to anything that I've been saying because that's exactly what I said. I never said.
To be honest, I listened to you. You sound like all the rest of them.
When he asked me my intention for coming on,
yes, ma'am.
My intention for coming on was not. I in no way have. I haven't. I haven't bashed him. I haven't said anything, crazy against him except for what the facts were. So I'm not trying to bash him. I'm not trying to come out against him. Of course, you're going to come out after the allegations have happened. When else do you come out? So I came on here so that other women, so this not continue to happen. So if I take responsibility, the preachers need to take responsibility too, because guess what? They are the people that are doing it.
Ashley, can I ask you,
I
just wanted to say that on there, that's why I was asking earlier when you said, like, once everything came out and you kind of came out with all this, my thing was, like, when you guys had that relationship worked out, when you guys were having sex before you got married, would you have still came out and say, you know what, even though we're still together, I've got to expose you, Brian, and come out because we're not supposed to be having sex. You're preaching to the people, and we're laying up here. You're saying fornication is wrong, but we're laying together. Now, even if it worked out, honestly, I don't believe you would have came out and aired nothing. I think you would have went out and got married. I don't think y'all got married, but I think you would have continued to lay with this man as long as y'all stayed in contact and had a relationship. I don't believe you would have, came out with the dirty laundry. I think, once it went sour, then you came out with it. And, again, you did come out and say you take, your responsibility on it. But, like I said, from other people's perspectives, they're looking at it as, Ashley, you waited till it came out. You didn't get what you wanted. Then you're going to come out with this. And that's what I'm saying. You got to look at other people's perspective. You can't say Brian Carn isn't a good preacher and he shouldn't be doing this. And then say when someone calls you a hoe or out of your name, then say, well, that's not fair. That's not the facts. You know what I'm saying? I mean, does that make sense to you?
Well, it does make sense to me. And, like I said before, if people want to call me a hoe, they want to call me a prostitute, I say to you, I don't care. I didn't ever say that, that's not justified. I don't care about the opinions of what people have to say about who I am or what they think I am. So, when it comes to coming out before, after, doing, or whatever, who's to say that it would have been something that what was talked about if the relationship had worked out? But can anybody say that if they were in a relationship and they were having sex with somebody, premarital sex, that and it worked out, that they would have talked about that? No, people don't do that.
Well,
So
that's my point. But that's what I'm trying to say. Like,
it wasn't just the fact of Brian Carn, him and I having sexual relationship. It's a whole nother world of how it happened, what he did, what transpired, how I got a sexual transmitted disease from him, how he was how he lied about it and said it didn't happen, how he was talking to other women at the same time that he was talking to me in Houston. So it's a whole world of factors of why it came out. So
am I still on?
If I wasn't someone who, if I did not say anything about it, and again, it's not to bash him, but if I didn't say anything about it, somebody else is going to fall victim just like I did. Somebody else is going to...
Ashley, if I could say something again, and I appreciate you coming on the show. Please don't think I don't. And, us dialoguing and, taking these calls, I know it's not easy. But speaking from a pastor perspective, and I teach against what both of you guys did, and I'm a firm teach against it. What I would suggest when you say helping women is coming out saying, this was a really bad situation on my part. I came looking for. When I use drugs, I don't blame anybody but myself, because this is something I want to do. When I fornicated, it was the things I wanted to do. I don't put it on the person that sold me the drugs or the person that sponsored them and got them here. All I'm saying is, like you're saying, he gave me. He wouldn't have gave you had there been no sex. There had been protection, which I don't teach protection. But see, when you say these things, it leaves a lot of loopholes. I just want you to be able to take that. Help your sisters, and I appreciate it because they need help. To not come out after the fact, but admit it before it happens. And somebody should have said, this should have been a problem. If there was a wrong caress, if there was a kiss, if there was a phone number passed, if there was an inappropriate call, this should have been stopped, especially if you were seeking God. But there wasn't, because you were seeking attention, and I understand that. That's a human emotion. But we got to keep in perspective the point of being saved. When we're saying we're professing Christ, there has to be a behavior. When anything breaks rank, then that's when you come out and you have more credibility when you speak out about the situation. Again, I appreciate you, love you, wish you the best in what you're doing, but I just did want to speak from my point of view and just let you know my 2 cents.
Well, Ashley, I know, I commend you. There's a lot of women that, you know, in society they won't come forward with this, and there's a lot of women. Some women will take heed to what's going on because, you know, you're not the only one, and definitely this false prophet is going to rot. But we all hope, you know, in the journey that you did truly repent from your ways, and you will walk in newness of life. But one thing I wanted to ask you, if Brian Carn was listening to this broadcast, and I'm sure he is, what would you say to him?
You know, at this point, I really don't have anything to say to him.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Well, Ashley, I definitely commend you. I appreciate all the guests that's called in to give their 2 cents, to give their opinion. And Ashley, I pray that, you know, this incident, you know, doesn't happen again. And we hope that someone has came to light, you know, on these situations. But on the upper hand, we hope you stay with us for our next segment. So to get back to the point, get back to an up-tempo and upbeat with everything. My favorite part of the show. I know everybody kind of on the upbeat, but actually, I'll let you kick it off. This segment of the show, it irks me when, or I had an awkward moment. And we start off the show, I have an irk. I don't know if Jones, Damon, Zach, Justin, everybody have an irk for the day. But, Damon, do you have an irk?
I do not have an irk.
You don't have an irk. Zach, do you have an irk?
Not exactly, so I'll pass.
I got an awkward moment.
Ashley, does anything irk you? Does anything irk you what people do in society?
I can't go.
I asked you, you say you didn't have nothing.
No, I got an awkward moment.
Oh, go ahead with your awkward moment.
All right. Actually, I don't think she heard the show before, so she get an idea how things go then. So I started off. I got an awkward moment. When I was in the 7th grade, I had a wedgie when I sat down. Now, you know when you're sitting down, you're the only one with the wedgie. You know. So when I the teacher called me up to the chalkboard. Now I figured, okay, I got a long T-shirt on. You know, it's covering. You ain't gonna see it. So I got up to the chalkboard, and everyone starts laughing. I'm like, wait, I know they can't see the wedgie. And everyone's laughing. Even the teacher kind of smiling. And so I kind of just tried to play it off and just try to play on my shirt. And I realized that even my shirt was stuck. So they see the wedgie always on the outside.
But that's what you get for playing on that basketball. Doing all that blocking.
One of my awkward moments when I had some pants. It was too short. It was too short for me. Kind of showed the high socks, and everybody kept talking about me. But until I got to school, and everybody started laughing at me, and I didn't have on 2 color socks, same color socks. So I grew up in the rough. That was one of my awkward moments. And one irks that I have.
Oh, okay. You got one. Go ahead.
Once again, if the restaurant is 24/7 open, why don't they have the whole menu? I'm tired of putting up the McDonald's, and I want a strawberry sundae, and they tell me the machine is down. We no longer have this stuff in stock. Why don't you just close the restaurant? I believe it's false advertising. I believe it's bait and switch. That's just on me. Ashley, do you have a irk for the day or awkward moment that you would like to share? Hopefully you have one to lighten up everything.
I don't think so.
Nothing irks you? Nothing irks you, Ashley? Wow. All right, we'd like to thank everyone for listening to my 2 cents. We truly appreciate Ashley. Ashley, I commend you for coming on. There's a lot of women, there's a lot of people that doesn't have the guts to stand up in these situations. So I definitely applaud you, and I definitely commend you for your stance and want to thank you. So hopefully, you know, that you do find a true man of God that's preaching the word of God, because there's a lot of people out there that's standing on God's holy divine word and not compromising. It's unfortunate that these situations happen with some false prophets out there in society, but actually, like everyone say, there is hope.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, no problem. At this time, David, do you have any final words?
Yeah, I'm good. I thank everybody, you know, for tuning in. Ashley, again, we appreciate you, you know, taking this time, you know, to speak your testimony and tell your truth, you know, as far as dealing with Brian Carn and all these, you know, false prophets. We hope that, again, like Alex said, that you do find a real, true, you know, man of God that can, you know, tell you the truth and, you know, keep you on that right way. But we appreciate you, and thanks for everybody for calling me and all the guests who called in. We appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Appreciate it. Zach, Justin?
Ashley, appreciate you. Oh, go ahead, Zach. You want to go
No,
ahead.
go ahead. I've been over-talked by wives before. Go ahead.
No, Ashley, we appreciate you coming on. Definitely appreciate you stating your opinion on things. I did want to say, recommend a good start for you if you truly are searching for God is www.thewayofgodchurch.com. thewayofgodchurch.com. You definitely need to check that out. But definitely appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah, Ashley, I definitely want to thank you for coming on the show. It's not, you know, easy for people to, you know, express situations that they've gone through, but it does shed light, you know, on the bigger picture. So I appreciate that, you know, that you came on and you know, shared your story. And I second and third and fourth, you know, all the preachers on the phone that, you know, if you're truly seeking, then, you know, there's not very many out there, but you know, there are true preachers out there that aren't going to lie to you, aren't going to kid you, aren't going to sugarcoat things for you, but they're going to tell you the truth. So, you know, if your heart's true, then, you know, I hope the Lord bless you with it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Ashley, you have any final thoughts or final comments you would like to make, or your final 2 cents on the show? You can do so at this time.
Just want to thank you guys for reaching out to me and having me on the show, allowing me to express, you know, my truth and my heart. And I just thank you for the opportunity, and that's about it.
All right. Appreciate it. We'd like to thank Ashley for coming on. So, Ashley, you're in Houston, Texas. I think you're a Texans fan.
I don't really know that much about football.
Basketball?
I don't really know much about that either. I'm going to the All-Star game, though.
Oh, man. All right. You stay out of trouble now.
Yeah.
You stay out of trouble.
You missed the game on Sunday. Kobe Bryant made LeBron James fall. All right, let's get out of here, Alex. Wrap him up.
Yeah, please. No, that's not true, man. The Lakers are going down.
Lakers are sorry, but Kobe Bryant is the greatest player that ever played a game, and Magic Johnson said it.
Actually, you see what I have to deal with week by week.
Yeah.
It's a shame that always we have some people that kind of they're Laker fans, but we like to go out with one of our favorite wrestlers. He give his last 2 cents.
I am the Macho King, 2,000 referees, and I am the one person that can say, yeah!
We appreciate everybody for listening, all our guests. Ashley, once again, we thank you. You can tune in next week on Tuesday at 6:30 p.m.
What are we talking about?
Well, I really wanted to get to a topic. I didn't have time. We was losing time. But as I talked about it before the show, it was a situation about the baby mamas. Some things that go through in society. There's people out there that's really. What?
What about Christopher Dunner?
No, it was talking about the baby mamas, man. The D-A-B-Y. Wow. struggling, but we always hope. There's a lot of baby mamas out there that's going through certain situations, but we hope that you don't have a man, don't have a crutch that you want to lean to or that you want to search out to. You have to search out and seek the Most High God for comfort, for also, you have to be a man of God in order to be saved. So those people, those mothers that are going through that single, you hope, you stay hope, but don't depend on a man, depend on the Most High God. So I'd like to thank everybody once again for listening to My 2 Cents. Ashley, we'll try to keep up, seeing some information on our show and also of our church and our segment. Ashley, we appreciate you.
To contact us, please send all correspondence to P.O. Box 373, Redan, Georgia 30074. That's P.O. Box 373, Redan, Georgia 30074. Or visit us online at www.thewayofgodchurch.com. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please call 404-454-0515. That's 404-454-0515. And be sure to catch us live every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.